Hey there, happy Friday. Dr. Sabrina Starling here, the business psychologist at Tap the Potential. And today I want to talk with you about how to take your life back from your business by bringing you a strategy to help you add more value for your top clients. So at Tap the Potential, we work with overworked business owners and really help you go from that feeling of being completely overwhelmed, that sense of I have so much I want to do. There's so many things I want to work on in my business. I have these systems that I want to put in place. Oh, and then I have family and I have other things going on in my life in addition to what's happening in the business. So one of the things that we are known for at Tap the Potential is really helping you identify what are these critical actions that you can take, the $10,000 an hour activities that you can work on in your business that really give you significant results with respect to increasing your profitability, having more money in your bank account than ever, and having more time for what matters most. So that's where I want to head today, is really get you focusing on a high value activity that will allow you to add value for your top clients. So first off, if you're watching this and you relate to that feeling of there's so much that I want to do in my business and I'm so overwhelmed and I have all these systems that I want to put in place and I'm frustrated because here it is, another week has gone by. It's a Friday afternoon, another week has gone by and I haven't gotten where I want to be. If you feel that way, I want you to just comment in the chat like, yes, that's me. I totally relate to that. And I think it's so important because as business owners, sometimes we feel alone in that struggle. And I want to make sure that anyone who's listening to this, that you're not alone. This is a very common experience of business owners. And it's actually a good problem to have because it means you have a growing business. And just to give you some perspective on that, you have busyness in your life and you have things that you want to do to improve in your business because you're someone who cares, because you're someone who wants to do things better and better, and because you've put energy into growing your business and getting it to this point. So this is one of those good problems to have, even though it does not feel good when you're in the middle of it. And so what I want to talk with you today about is how to really zero in on one activity that you can start doing that will help you add value for your top clients. And the reason it's so important to really look at adding value for top clients is I'm talking with a lot of business owners right now who are feeling price pressure due to inflation. And if you've been in a position where you haven't raised your prices in a couple of years or longer, and now all of a sudden your cost of doing business is going up, you're feeling a significant squeeze. But even if you have raised prices on a regular basis, you still have to look at raising your prices currently because of the cost of doing business due to inflation. And so it's very important that your clients and customers don't experience you as raising prices willy-nilly. Even though they understand, yes, there's inflation and costs are going up, it's much better to be able to say, I'm adding value. And this is why this is going up in price. It's because of the value add rather than talking about, well, your expenses are a lot more. And so you have to pass that cost on, which was what most businesses are out there doing that right now. So you want to differentiate yourself. You want to be different. If you focus on adding value for your top clients and customers, pricing becomes less and less of an issue. Your customers and clients will be less and less price sensitive because they're experiencing high value from what you're delivering. So the simple strategy here is to focus on your top clients and customers. So I'm not talking about all your clients and customers. I'm talking about really using that 80-20 principle and identifying who are the 20% of your clients that are responsible for 80% of your revenue, focusing on them and looking at how you can add more value. So in the Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart, I do a deep dive. We spend a full 45 minutes on looking at how to add more value for your top clients and customers. So what I'm sharing with you today is just a little snippet of what's coming up in the Jumpstart. So in the registration for the Jumpstart is tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. That's happening week after next. So if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Get it on your calendar. You're not going to want to miss the Jumpstart. But today, in terms of a simple tip, I want you to think about using the Net Promoter Score question with your top clients. So the Net Promoter Score, you've probably encountered this. If you've done business with any other small business, you've probably encountered it somewhere. It's that question of, on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to refer your friends and family to us? And people who give you 9s and 10s on that, they're your promoters. They're very happy with what you're doing for them. Those are the ones that you want to pay attention to, especially if they are in the top 20% of your clients who are contributing to 80% of your revenue. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about them in just a minute, but I also want you to know there are people who give you 7s and 8s. Those are the passives. They're kind of neutral. They feel neutral about what you're doing. They're not really excited about what you're doing for them. 6s and belows are your detractors. They're out there actively talking poorly about you, and that's not a good thing. You can always learn from their responses and look for ways to improve, but your best opportunities to improve are to pay attention to what your 9s and 10s tell you. And you know what's interesting about this is whenever we look at survey feedback, we're going to look at people who give us the 8s, the 7s, the 6s and belows, and we're going to focus on their responses, and it's going to eat at us. That's not productive. Focus on what's going on with your 9s and 10s and what they're telling you. And it's the follow-up question to the Net Promoter Score that's the most helpful and that where you're going to get the most insight. So that follow-up question is, what is the main reason for the rating that you gave above? And when you see the reason that your promoters are happy with your service, they're telling you exactly what you're doing for them that they're paying attention to. They're telling you what really stands out and what makes you different. Don't take their responses for granted in any way. And so when you get feedback from a top client and they give you a 9 or 10 and their main reason is, for example, they say, you guys listen well. You always take into consideration the special needs that we have, and you look for ways to help us solve our problems very effectively, and you give great feedback. So they're telling you, you listen well, you look for ways to solve problems, you give great feedback. You might read that and you might say, well, of course we do. That's no big deal. Apparently it's a huge deal because that's why they're so excited about what you're doing. So you can take this and ask yourself, are we systematically doing this across the board with all of our clients and customers? Do we have systems in place that support listening and problem solving and giving good feedback? And if they're kind of helter-skelter systems, like maybe some people do it and some people don't, there's an opportunity right there for you to improve and add more value and make sure that it's a consistent experience across all clients and customers. So once you've achieved consistency, the next question to ask yourself is, if we were going to 10x how well we listen, how well we give feedback and solve problems, what would we be doing for our clients and customers? So it's that 10x. If we were going to take this and amplify it, what could we be doing? And brainstorm that with your team. Also, take it back to your team and say, where are we falling short on listening? Where might we not be giving sufficient feedback? How could we improve that? Because this is what your top clients and customers are paying the most attention to in your business. So look at your top clients and their 9s and 10s on the Net Promoter Scores and their reasons for why they're giving you those ratings. Look for the themes and patterns. Ask yourself, how can we achieve consistency? What systems do we need to put in place? What training do we need to put in place to achieve consistency? And then ask that 10x question. If we were going to 10x this, how could we do more of this? So when you're doing that, you're raising your level of service. You're adding value for your top clients and customers. That will allow you to be able to charge what you need to charge to have margin. And that margin means that you are able to hire A players. You're able to invest in your own training and development. You're able to invest in the training and development of your team. You're able to invest in the equipment that you need to grow and expand. So it's very important that you have an eye on how are you adding value and how are you creating that margin. So I'm going to dive even further into this in the upcoming Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart. We're going to spend 5 days together. And over the course of those 5 days, I will walk you through the Tap the Potential solution, which is the guaranteed path to designing your business to give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account. And everything in the Tap the Potential solution is about helping you focus on those $10,000 an hour activities that are going to have the greatest impact for you so that you can really, really take your life back from your business. So if you're in that place of overwhelm and like, I've got so much going on, I don't know where to focus in my business and I don't feel like I get traction, I really want you to be in the Jumpstart with me because it's a great opportunity. It's a closed door Zoom training. And so I'm in there with you. We're on Zoom with several other members of the Tap the Potential team are there, and we have the other Jumpstart participants, and we're all doing a deep dive into the Tap the Potential solution and how you can use it in your business. So you get to interact directly with me. You can ask questions. You can, and from day to day, there's small steps forward, action steps that you can take that really help you over the course of 5 days be in a much better position in your business and start to have that clear plan of here's what I need to work on so that I can really take my life back from my business. So to get registered, this is a free event. It's go to tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. You'll see the days and times, get them on your calendar. And I would love the opportunity to get to work with you directly and support you in taking your life back from your business. See you later. Have a great weekend.